Okay, what I did was I cut this bar in half because I didn't need it all that long. And then I sharpened up the end here a little bit. And I think I may have made it just a little too thin. But we'll see next time around. I'm sure I'm going to be sharpening again. And then I got that little hole in there, which is a round hole. And what I'm doing is I'm using this like a plunger bit almost. That would probably work better if I had this on a vise. But I'm just experimenting right now just to see. Now I find part of the pain in the ass part is not driving it all in too much, taking your time, but getting it back out, because you have to bend it and move it and jiggle it to loosen it up a little bit. There we go. Now if you can see in there, we're getting kind of a square hole. So now I gotta go in with the crappy China pliers and pull out some of those cuts. Now I was just thinking, I wonder if I put a little spray lubricant of some sort on there first, if it may help. It may, who knows. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's starting to become a square hole. Now the bit that I used, well, this is a 7/8, and I think, well, that may not have been the one. No, I didn't. No, I didn't have that extension. I started out with a 1-inch that broke. Then I went to 1.5 to get the 1-inch out, so it was about 1.5 inches down. That's a 1-inch hole. Once you got down into there, it was 1.5 inch rather. It was a 1-inch that broke, and then that got stuck right about there. So then I had to go down and I opened up everything. Once I got the 1-inch that broke out, and like I say, it was only down about that far. Then I have a 1/2 inch with a hammer drill that I went through with a 110 hammer drill, and I went through with that. So I went in with a 1/2 inch. So I'm gouging out a lot of wood with this. Where I think if I went with this one, which is probably real close, yes, that's real close. So this is a 7/8. So if I drill the hole with the 7/8, I think it'd be a lot easier to do what I'm doing. Now, another thing I want to see, just to clean it up a little bit for a second. I hate this little torch. What happens is this gets hot, and when you go to grab this and you got a little finger lip there, you're gonna burn yourself. This sucks. I would have never bought it. I don't know why I bought it. I should have seen that coming. The one I've been using for years, you have plenty of room to hold it and to keep your hand away from the heat source. And the only thing is, this one doesn't always work. But I'm going to buy another one of those because, like I say, that sucks. Okay. Do I think this is going to work out? Yeah, I think it is. Now, how far down am I about? Let me see. I'm about there. Well, I started banging the rod there, getting it out, so I'm about there. Yeah, okay. So it will work. So I'm going to shut you guys off for a minute and finish my coffee. Well guys, let me turn the TV down a little bit. There we go. And let me turn the radio up a little bit. Alright, so meanwhile we're getting there. We've got a nice square hole going in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Hold on. I probably haven't got a flashlight out here because I lost it. I don't know where, but I lost it. But we've got a nice square hole going in there, if you can possibly see it at all. Oh, let me get over here in the lens. But anyway, we're right about here, so we're real close to this. Once I break to here, I think I'm just about ready to do what I want to do. Meanwhile though, I'm also listening to the radio over there, ham radio, on 2 meter. I'll tell you, this is a group of old guys. Old guys. I really don't understand them. They're a group that I'm not going to say I wouldn't associate with them. They're just that you really can't take anything they say as being true. Let's put it that way. And not that they're purposely bullshitting you. It's just that they forget what they're talking about. Sorry guys. And I don't know when the camera went dead, but what I was talking about was a conversation on the radio. Bothered me. And it's got low miles. I don't want to hear you go to a dealer and say, well, it's only got, 97,000 miles on it, and the car is 5 years old. And that's less than 20,000 miles a year. So for the age of the car, those miles are great. No. It's still 100,000 miles, regardless. Never mind it's great because it's only less than 20,000 a year. So they're trying to lower the number on you. They're trying to make it sound okay. No, it's still 100,000 miles on the car. Man, I don't want it. That's why when I seen this truck out there, 26,000 on it, original miles, I said, that's a deal. I grabbed it. My Astro van, well, the one the wife has now, I'm not sure, but I think it just turned 100,000. And I got that, I think I had 50 on it, or 52 on it when I got it. So, but again, they run forever. So meanwhile, I got a nice square hole here. I don't think you can see it, or if you can, I don't know. Is this thing even recording? Yeah, okay. Before I was talking and the thing wasn't even recording. The screen was black because the battery went dead. So this seems to be working pretty good. However, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get out. So what I ended up doing was sticking this in the vise and then banging the end on this to get it off. So, but it seems to be working and seems to be cutting. It seems to be sharp enough. What I want to do though is hit it with the sander and bring it down just a little bit more, just to smooth it off a little bit. I think a lot of it is because the edges are a little rough, and anything that's rough is going to catch, especially when it's going in tight. So, but it does. It's working like a plunger bit. You know, one of those bits with the drill bit in the middle, and you drill down and it cuts the square hole at the same time. So, yeah. And if I use this bit, it would have been a lot easier. I started out with a 1-inch bit, and you've seen it, that broke before I even got down 2 or 3 inches. And then I had to go with a 1.5-inch bit to make the hole bigger so I can get in there and get it out. And then after that I drilled it down the rest of it with a 1/2 inch. Well, the 1/2 inch was way too small, so I tried to, you know, like ream it back and forth. You can see the actual 1/2 inch size. And I went in and I kind of reamed it back and forth and ran it twice. So I'm trying to drive this into a 1/2 inch hole, which makes it tough. If it was the 7/8, it would have been a lot easier. So the next one I'm going to do with the 7/8. All right. This is just a bullshit day today. I'm going to deal with this a little bit more, and then I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Alright, anyway, let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to make some epoxy. I have it gouged out, and believe it or not, I don't know if you can see it in there, but this piece of clear tubing right there, you may or may not see it, and it's nice and tight in there, so now I can fill this hole without her running out the bottom and running out the sides. And I can put the light up inside that clear tubing. Makes sense now, doesn't it? That square thing that I did here with the square 4-sided chisel, I guess you want to call it, a chisel bit, that's what they call them. It seemed to have worked pretty good. You have to deal with it, you know, you have to. It doesn't just chop through. You got to kind of like chop it and pull it out, and you know, sharpen it and chop it and pull it out. But it kind of works as long as you have a hole similar to what you need in size. Like I said earlier, I think if I drilled it out with this one, because it's so close in size, it would work a lot easier. Huh, Tuck? Huh, buddy? So now what I'm doing here is mixing. Oop, I don't want too much here. There. So I'm not going to put that on tight just yet because I don't know how much more I'm going to need. And now we're going to throw some hardener in there. And some hardener in here. And not tighten that up too much at this point. Because again, I'm probably going to have to... Hey baby!
secure.
What are you looking for?
I got a doctor's appointment. I got
Oh.
here at 1:15. I stopped and get out. I'll bring a couple of the smaller containers, because the big ones are hard for me to pick
Don't
up.
worry about it. I gotta go get gas.